Converting the closet, part two. Since we were replacing the closet with a bathroom, I had to build a smaller closet on the outside of the bathroom. This is the smaller closet I built to replace the existing closet. Here's the closet where the restroom is going to be inside. This little narrow doorway, we're going to eventually open it up to make it wider. Remember us building the wall in part one? This is that wall that we built. This is the wall where we framed out. This is the toilet area where the toilet is going to be inside. We've gotten the plumbing in. The plumber, he ran the plumbing from the basement. So we've gotten all that done. That's the drain for the shower. That's actually the drain where the shower is going to sit. So we started drywalling and mudding, taping. Mudding tape is when you put the joint compound and tape on the wall, on the seams, and cover the screw holes. So this is the second coat of joint compound. This is the second coat. That's the toilet stack where the toilet is going to rest at. This area right here, electrician has the wire ran, but we're not going to close that area right there behind the door because we're going to expand this door frame. So we left the drywall. We didn't drywall that portion, not yet. So here I am putting the ceramic tile on, and I like to start from the top down to ensure because sometimes the ceiling might be, uneven, and I want to make sure I have a whole solid piece and I'm leveled across the top. So what I do is I simply uh, start from make sure I'm level all the way across, and I start working my way down. And also allows me to put my cut pieces towards the floor. Any piece that needs to be cut is going to be towards the floor as opposed to top. I'm putting a mortar set on. Uh, and I don't like using mortar on a wall. You have two types of. You got mortar, which is like a almost like cement type of mixture, and you have glue. I prefer to use mortar for the floor and glue for the walls because it has better holding power, and also mortar with the gray mortar when it dries it gets hard. So it's better for the floor. I just happen to have it and I used it for the wall. You can use either or, but I prefer to use glue for the wall, as you'll see in the next slide that we actually use glue. Now here's the glue I was speaking of. Now this brick pattern, staggered pattern, we're using that spacer piece right there to make sure that we're even going up. I'm showing them how to install it. You just got to make sure that it's perfectly even. And what we do is what I like to do anyway. Um, I like to get all my every piece that I can put up that doesn't need to be cut. All right, here's what's right here. So every piece that doesn't need to be cut, I put up first, and then I go back and do my cut pieces. Now you notice at the bottom we haven't done it at the finish the bottom because the cut pieces of the towel are going to be towards the bottom. Now I'm installing the floor in the shower. This is me at the wet saw. You notice I have my mask on and the plastic bag on cover me. This is because the wet saw spits out water. So you want to make sure you're covered pretty well. Now, in case you're wondering, you notice I'm using the glue on the floor. Well, we had glue. We had mortar at first. We ran out of mortar. And we went and bought glue, and then we went in, and so we started using glue on the floor. The reason I prefer to use mortar because mortar, the gray mortar, it gets hard, so it dries quicker and it gets harder. When this glue is more flexible. Here I am drilling out the portholes for the shower knob. And you got to be careful. You see, you have to wet it because when you're dealing with ceramic tile, it overheats. It can overheat your blade, and then also it can cause a cracks. It's more likely to crack from the heat and the pressure. So you want to keep it wet whenever you're cutting ceramic tile. Now what I'm doing, I'm removing the screws that I just installed the day prior. I'm taking the screws out. Just making sure I got all the screws. Now it's time to do the part I hate the most, which is grouting. Grouting is you have grout that goes in the seam of the ceramic tile. And what this does, this locks the tiles in place. It makes the tiles, it seals the tiles, makes them waterproof, and it adds a finishing look to the tile. So what I'm simply doing is taking the grout with my rubber float. That's a rubber float I have, and I'm pressing it in the seams, in the cracks. I'm just simply scooping it out and pressing it into the cracks. Now, when you go to use a sponge, you're going to use a sponge to clean it. What you want to do, you want to let the grout sit. You know, after you scrape it off with your as much as you can, the excess off. Let it sit for 35 to 45 minutes before you actually clean it with a sponge. You can see me better taking it. I'm just simply pressing it inside. I'm pressing it inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come behind it with my float and clean it, and then let it sit. You see how I got the excess off? Now, because the grout, we grouted this brick wall. Normally, I don't pressure wash. Normally, this is the first time I've done it, but because of that brick wall, it's the first time I put that type of product in. It was so tedious cleaning the grout out. I decided to pressure wash it. You normally would never need a pressure washer for ceramic tile, and I don't recommend it. But be careful not to use the pressure wash and take the grout out the seams. Now here it is. Here's the bathroom, the shower area completely grouted. We've gotten the drywall done. We got the ceramic tile on the floor. We got the drywall done. Prime. We got the first coat of primer on. Remember that area right there is going to be left open until we remove this door. Until we take the door out. Then here's the area open right now. And then it's okay because we use a satin paint. We was able to come back. They painted it, while I was gone. So and there was some spots that wasn't sanded properly. So so I came back. I was able to come back and put some joint compound on it to make sure it was smoothed out properly. Now what we did was we didn't like the finish of the brick. It's more of an outdoor earthy type of finish. So we decided to put a clear coat on it. This clear coat generally goes outside, so I recommend adequate ventilation while you are putting it on because it is pretty strong. But once it dries, it should be fine. We were going for the wet look. We wanted a wet wall, um, that's why we decided to go with the clear coat. Here it is finished. If you notice that it looks wet, we wanted to make it look like it was running water. If you notice how it's dry, but you notice how it looks like it's water running down it. That's what we were going for that look. All right, here I am installing the shower door. Just putting the shower door together. Obviously because of time, I can't show you every step of the video. It will probably be a couple of hours long. So we have the first piece installed. And notice how I'm spraying it. Like I say, I'm drilling through ceramic tile. So you want to keep it wet whenever you use ceramic tile. You're drilling or cutting ceramic tile, it's best to keep it wet. And because of the shower rod, I had to cut it. It was too long. And here I am installing the shower rod. had set screws. So once I was able to use a drill bit and actually put the end pieces in, the set screw, you take the rod and slide it, and then you're able to tighten up the set screws to lock it in place. Okay, so we're getting there. We're almost done. It's starting to look like a bathroom now. It's coming along. I'm checking everything out, checking the water, the electrical. Here's the toilet area. It's starting to look like someone lives there now. Just making sure everything works properly. Here is the finished product. All right, we got everything painted. That's the closet that we built, and here's the restroom completely finished. We decided to go with a bifold door for privacy, obviously. Well, this concludes our video. Thank you for watching. We ask that you share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you and God bless.